Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Blessings and honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, that's teaching the truth and sincerity. And shalom to the believers, the one-third, the hopeful elect. The name of this topic is going to be Heirs to the Promise. Heirs to the Promise. All right? The sons of Abraham. Okay? Because you got this great confusion going on who salvation pertains to. Okay? Who are the Gentiles? Who are the strangers? Who could be saved? Who can't be saved? Where it's clear as day because the Most High gave His word to a man and his seed. Okay, the Most High gave His word to a certain group of people. Okay, but you got this great confusion going on because of Paul's letters, which all these things are stumbling blocks, so the world can't get it. Okay, because like Yahweh Shai said, it's given on to the elect to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to the world is not given. So there's things that's going to be taught. There was things that was taught by the apostles, by the Lord Himself, by Yahweh Shai, by Apostle Paul, that people they can't understand, they can't comprehend, they can't digest. And one of them is who salvation pertains to, which it's clear as day. All right, it's clear as day. The Most High made a promise, and that's that. The Lord is not a man that He should lie. Because anything opposite of what He told these people is a lie. Okay? Let's kick it off. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 16. As also in his other epistles, this is Apostle Peter talking about the Apostle Paul in his letters, speaking in them of those things in which are some things hard to be understood, as in regards of keeping of the law, keeping the high holy days, who salvation pertains to, and other things, which they that are unlearned and unstable wrestle. It says rest. And when you look up the word rest, it means wrestle, meaning they're fighting with trying to understand the letters of Paul and the other apostles. Well, what does this mean? Well, what does that mean? Well, why does this say this and this say that? You wrestle with it, man. All right? It says, and they do also the other scriptures. So you don't only wrestle with the epistles, the letters of Paul and the apostles, but you wrestle with the prophecies, the teachings of Yahweh Shah, the ministries, the prophets and the Torah. And it says, and they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. So your other end for breaking these things down wrong and confusing the people, okay, is destruction. That's your destiny, to be destroyed. All right? For bringing such confusion to the world, man. And when I say the world, I'm talking about the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Mexicans. Because this is who the word was given on to. They don't know what to believe, man. All right? And this is what we got to do, man. You got to go back to the history, like the famous Jake Satan. In order to know where you're going, you got to know where you came from. Okay? So, this is Galatians chapter 4, verse 22. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by the bondmaid and the other by the free woman. So this is Paul recapping the Old Testament, okay, to his people. Because what significance is it to teach your history to the other nations? What significance is it to them? All right? That's just like teaching our people about, Genghis Khan, or teaching our people about the Napoleon, or different emperors and rulers of the other nations that had no dealings with us. There's no significance of teaching our people about, you know, teaching our people about the rulership of certain low-level heathens or shit that the heathens do. There's no significance of teaching them that. So why would Paul recap the history of Israel to the other nations? It doesn't make sense. He's recapping his history to his people. All right. So it says, but Salakia, Galatians 4:22, for it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one of the bondmaid and the other of the free woman. The bondmaid was Hagar, and the free woman was Sarah, showing you a separation right there. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was of the promise. So it's okay for the Most High to make a separation right there, but it's not okay for the Most High to make a separation now in the New Testament, dealing with the Gentiles and the so-called strangers, the natural Gentiles and the natural strangers. He made a separation back then, but it's not okay for him making a separation now. That would make the Most High a liar. All right? So it says, and we're going to get that real fast. This is Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, Yahweh appeared unto him. Yahweh appeared to him, to Abram, and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make a covenant between me and thee, and multiply thee exceedingly. So Paul recapped the history, and this is the account right here in the Old Testament. So why is the Most High only talking to Abraham and dealing with Abraham? So it says, and Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talketh with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make a nation of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a power unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger. All right? In the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. So that was a promise he made to us, to our forefather Abraham. And that promise still stands to this day. Because what's the kingdom of heaven? The Most High bringing Israel back to the land that he promised Abraham. He ain't promised this land to Esau. He ain't promised this land to Moab and Ammon, or to the sons of Japheth or the sons of Ham. He promised this to sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is clear as day, man. Who the kingdom of heaven belongs unto. The ones that he promised back in Genesis. So it says, and the Most High said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. And Jake circumcised their kids, man. All right? I know I was circumcised at birth. All right? And my family was going back to Roman Catholicism. You know, some of my family is Christians, and my mother's side was like Christians, and my father's side was Roman Catholic. But I was circumcised when I was born. That's a Jake custom, man, because it goes back to our father Abraham. So it says, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generation. He that is born of the house or brought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. He that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must needs be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Everlasting covenant. Everlasting covenant. Forever. In the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh, his foreskin is not circumcised, it says that soul shall be cut off from his people, and it says he have broken my covenant, showing you the people that doesn't keep the commandments or keep the covenant, they cast off. They're considered not his people, aka strangers, Gentiles. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name, and I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and Sarah that is 90 years old bear? So Abraham started cracking up in his head, because he wasn't going to say it out loud, you know. And Abraham said unto the Most High, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. Why? Because Ishmael was his first son. And it's tradition that the inheritance go to your firstborn. So let's see what the Most High has to say. And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will be establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Why did who the world English call God make a separation? Why didn't he just give the covenant to Ishmael? What did Ishmael do? So if it was okay for the Most High to separate and choose who he wanted back then, why is it so hard for the Most High and through his son to choose who he want in the New Testament? What's so complicated? What's so mind-boggling about that? But like James 12:10 said, none of the wicked shall understand. And it says, and the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him, and for an everlasting covenant, forever, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac. With Sarah shall bear unto thee at the set time in the next year. That's it, man. That's it. The covenant was made with Isaac. And when you go on, it was passed on to Jacob and his sons. If the Most High wanted everybody to get this, everybody would have got it then. But guess what? Everybody didn't get it. So it ain't no difference from the Old Testament to the New Testament. Everybody didn't get it in the New Testament. Only the chosen and the few. The Most High said, I am not a man that I shall lie. Anything else different from the promise and the inheritance that he passed from Abraham onto Isaac and Jacob, the Most High would be a liar. No matter what you think you read it in the New Testament, that would make the Most High a liar if he gives the covenant to Ishmael now. If he gives the covenant to Esau or to Elam or to Moab or to any other nation, that would make the Most High a liar. See, what you lack to discern is that Israel was scattered throughout all the nations. So guess what? Now this word got to be preached throughout all the nations. Because the sheep of Yahushua is in all the nations. And when they hear the words spoken by the prophets, they're going to cleave onto the word, and they're going to follow the word and the teachers of the word. But that's a whole nother lesson. I hope you brothers was edified and built up in the faith and got the understanding. I pray that your brothers understood and got the message clearly. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, blessings and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, Akim. Till next time I say, shalom.